I am talking, I am walking. So that I consciousness identifies as though with the movement and the activity of these five and thinks that it is the doer. I am the doer. So the sense of doership which we have belongs to this outer thing only, the elements, the gunas. See, all these five what we talked about are all made up of the three gunas: the sattva gun, the rajogun, and the tamogun. The five. Therefore, in the previous chapter we have seen guna guneshu vartante. The three gunas function in the three gunas. The whole world is made up of matter, and the matter itself interacts with itself. That's called the action happening according to the laws of nature. All the actions happen by itself according to the laws of nature. The Atma, the pure self, is not the doer. All the doing happens in Prakriti, in the gunas. But because of not recognizing this fact, a person superimposes the idea of doership on the self and thinks, I am the doer. And such a person is called an ignorant person. And such an ignorant person remains bound to the samsara. And that is what Bhagavan says, Tatra evam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati durmatihi. Evam sati means having explained that these five are the factors which are responsible for all actions, having understood or having seen this, or having not seen this, if a person thinks that I, the self, which is kevalam, which is pure, which is one without a second, if a person out of ignorance feels that I am the doer, Bhagavan says he is durmati, he is ignorant, doesn't have understanding, doesn't have the wisdom, doesn't have the spiritual enlightenment. Akrita buddhitvat, because his buddhi has not gone through the process which leads to this state of enlightenment. He has not gone to the teacher, he has not learned the scriptures, he has not contemplated, he has not gained those qualities required, and finally he has not recognized that I am not the doer. So pashyati akrita buddhitvat, such a person is akrita buddhi is not developed to ultimately lead that person to the recognition of the self. And nasa pashyati, such a person doesn't see the truth as it is. Doesn't see the truth as it. See, it sometimes happens actually with our day-to-day life, misunderstanding and superimposing the qualities of one on the other. It happens. You are watching some program on television and you see something on the nose of the heroine, black spot. Then again that hero comes in, on his nose also you see there is a black spot. Then you start wondering, क्या बात है? Are they twins or something? आपके भी नाक पे तिल है, हाँ. But then you see that other fellow also comes and he also has got black spot on his head, forehead, because he is little shorty. Then suddenly you realize it is not on them, but on the screen it is there. So you get up from your sofa and walk there and clean the screen. Once the screen is cleaned, then all this black spot disappears. So the black spot which was there on the screen was superimposed on those who were there inside, spotless. It happens. Similarly, the five are the factors which perform action, and Atma, I, am the witness, consciousness, not the doer. See, for example, when you are asleep, you are present, but no action happens. You are merely a witness of the deep sleep state. You are also the witness of the dream. In the same way, we are the witness of this waking state also. But now, deep identification has taken place, and I feel that I am the doer. So, our spiritual sadhana will lead us to a state where we become free of this identification. That is called moksha, that is called gaining that state of enlightenment. The world will appear to be same, but I become free of the world. It's like sometimes we go with children and all to those rides. In our childhood, we might not have taken those funny rides. Simple rides we must have had. The person himself turning it, you must have seen, giant wheel, not so giant also. 4-5 वो ये होते थे, and that fellow used to himself move it. Sometimes he used to get tired and we are on the top floor, waiting. भाई साहब क्या हो गया? नहीं, चाय पी के आता हूँ. बोले रुक जाना, वहीं पर आ रहा हूँ. So those were simple rides, but nowadays with all those roller coaster and this and that, and a person goes on this ride, it's like a ride of one's life then. You feel all giddy and this and that and all sorts of things. But when you give that ride and you are standing on that firm ground, for sometimes you might have that feeling that you are still on the ride, but slowly you come to know that you are different and this ride is different. The ride is going on there and you are totally different from it. In the same way, we assume that we are sitting on that roller coaster of this life, roller coaster of our body, roller coaster of our life, but we are really not sitting there. But we are assuming we are sitting. So through our sadhana, we come out of it. In the beginning, we might have the notion that we are still sitting, but a stage will come when we will know that I am sitting here and all actions are happening in front of me. I am merely a witness of everything that happens. And that we have seen in the previous chapters also. In the 5th chapter, Bhagavan says, what does he say? Pashyan shranvan sprishan jigran ashnan gachan swapan swashan pralapan visrajan grindhan unmishan nimishan napi. All these various types of action happen of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, walking, talking, giving up, holding on. But I am not doing anything. The wise person knows, naiva kinchit karomiti. I am not doing, I am not the doer. See, what is the main sign of a realized person is that firm understanding, firm realization that I am not the doer. I am not the doer. It's a very powerful thing. We might not be able to appreciate it fully, but that is the fact, that I am not the doer. That action happens, thinking happens, decisions are taken, sense of doership might be there within those body and mind and all. But I, the pure self, is not the doer. Therefore, in Gita, Bhagavan says that tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. Though outwardly it may appear that I am the creator of this world, Bhagavan says, really speaking, I am neither the creator nor I am mutable. I am that pure consciousness. It might be a stunning thing actually. It's the most, actually Vedanta, what it reveals is most stunning, most wonderful. And it talks about ourselves, not about someone else. Even to appreciate it, it requires some punya only actually. So tatra evam sati, having, this is the situation that 5 are the cause of action, but still a person considers the Atma as the doer. Kartaram Atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati. A person feels or thinks that Atma, the pure self, is the doer, which is avikari. Avikari means it doesn't modify, doesn't undergo any change. For action to happen, change is also required. Change itself is a sign of action. So if we say the Atma is involved in action, that means Atma changes. and that which changes is not real. So we will have to say Atma is unreal. See, even in a simple experience, we can understand that I, the witness, is changeless, because only from a changeless standpoint can you experience change. Like, for example, if the train is moving, only I can see it moving if I am stationary. If the observer is stationary, that observer can observe change. I can observe the minutest change even happening in my mind. That means I am more stationary than the mind. I can see the thoughts coming and going. That means I am present there to see the thoughts. See, when you are sitting in your balcony, looking out of and looking at the traffic, and you see one car in front of your that window, balcony. Then after some time you see another car, then you see a truck, you see a bus, you see a cycle person. They come, they go, then another fellow comes, then go. When that finally some truck or something comes, you do not see that vehicle which has gone ahead. Only the vehicle which is in front of you, you see. And somebody asks you, what have you seen? You can name all those vehicles which have gone. That means you are at one point stationary and all these things are moving in front of me. Similarly, thoughts come in front of you as vehicles. They come, go. But I, the witness, am constant. That witness doesn't change. Even when thoughts are not there, witness is there. Thoughts are there, witness is there. Even good thoughts, bad thoughts, witness is there. That witness consciousness is called Atma. Atma means I. Atma, that word doesn't mean ghost. Atma means I. I am that pure consciousness who is the witness of all actions happening. And through this path shown, I have to reach that state of meditation in which I will be able to recognize myself as I am. Not as I imagine myself to be, but as I am. So one who doesn't recognize this and consider the Atma as the doer, Bhagavan says such a person is akrita buddhitvat. His buddhi is not well developed, has not gone through the process of recognizing, has not gone through the sadhana which is required to gain that state of enlightenment. And such a person is durmatihi, na pashyati, he doesn't see things as they really are, he is durmati. But what about one who sees and recognizes the self, that state of enlightenment, recognition of the self is now revealed in the next verse, which is more important than the previous. So this is the most important. Yasya naham krito bhavaha buddhir yasya na lipyate hatva pisaimal lokan nahanti na nibadhyate Yasya naham krito bhavaha. This is a state of a realized master. Yasya na aham kritah bhavaha is one who doesn't have the notion of ahankar. Ahankar means that I am the doer. Aham karta iti bhavana is called ahankar. Ahankar is a technical word. Ahankar doesn't mean pride, which generally in the world people use that word ahankar for pride. काफ़ी अहंकार है उनको, जो बोलते हैं उनको भी है, because ahankar is a sense of doership. It is not translated as pride or vanity. It's a technical term. So ahamkar means aham karta iti bhavana, the notion that I am the doer, which is there, which remains all the time, I am. See, whatever action is performed of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, or feeling, behind all action there is a sense of I, that it belongs to me. That, for example, seeing is happening, then there is also simultaneously a thought that I am seeing. So that thought which identifies with these actions which are happening around is called that ahankar. Hearing is happening, and then another thought comes that I am hearing, I am seeing, I am thinking, I am feeling, I am good, I am bad, I am big, I am small, I am man, I am woman. So that I am, whatever we add, that I am is that ahankar. I am the doer, I am the feeler, I am the thinker. It's called that ahankar. And this is part of the elements, this is part of nature. This ahankar is part of the matter, is part of prakriti, is part of the three gunas. It's not atma. Atma is not ahankar. It's not made up of, it is made up of matter. This ahankar is also thoughts made up of matter. So a person who realizes by following the path shown in the scriptures, finally we transcend all these notions, we transcend, go away from all these false notions and come to recognize myself as I am. Such a self-realized master will become, first of all, he will become free of this ahankar. Yasya na ahankritah bhavaha. He will not have the notion that I am the doer. Doing is taking place, actions are happening, but the notion that I am the doer will get dropped. This is freedom. This is the real freedom. This is called moksha, to become free of the notion of ahankar, which is false notion. It's like a person is dreaming and a tiger is chasing that fellow and is running like anything. Then you suddenly wake up. Once you wake up, you become free of the dream, free of the tiger, free of the running, free of everything. Because the one who was running and the one who is awake, something is same, but something is different. When you tell someone, you say, oh, I was running like anything in my dream. I have decided now to participate in marathon. But I only need a tiger to chase me. So I know that I was same, but I am being chased by tiger, that notion was false. And I am sitting here in my room is true. Similarly, I am an individual, a human being, a Brahman, Kshatriya, a young, old, that notion is false. But I am that pure consciousness, I am Brahma, this understanding is true. So that is called enlightenment. From being, I am a limited being, I come to recognize that I am that infinite, aham brahmasmi, neha nanasti kinchana, in which there is no division. I am that supreme Brahma, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Manobuddhyahankara chittani naham, nacha shrotra jivve, nacha ghrana netre, nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. That I am not the mind, the intellect, the ahankar. Manobuddhyahankara chittani na, ahankar, chitta, I am not. I am not the five organs of action and perception. I am not the five